Welcome to today's practice. My name is Sujata and we're going to do a practice that focuses more on your back, on your lower back. So let's begin. So we'll begin by doing some sukshma vyayam. So let's just begin by doing some neck circles. If this is first thing in the morning, be gentle. Do the more easier variation of the practices that I'm offering. And change direction. Wonderful. We'll start with some shoulder circles, just warming the whole body up before we start the session. Change direction. Hands on shoulders, big circles with your elbows. Change direction. Moving on to your hands and fingers. And wrist rotations. Change direction. Standing up, doing some hip rotations. And change direction. Very good. Bringing your feet together, knees together, dipping down in your knees and straighten. So dip down in your knees, straighten, a gentle push back. Dip, straighten, dip, straighten, dip, straighten. One last time, dip and straighten. Fantastic. And now we'll be doing knee circles. So when you come to the circle, end of the circle, straighten your legs, your knees. Change direction. So if bringing your knees and feet together is a challenge for you, feel free to keep some distance between your feet, no problems at all. Coming to a halt. Okay, slight distance between your feet, only slight, and then we're going to do wider circles. And so this not only warms up our knees, but of course it's working on your hip joints as well. Change direction. Very, very good. Okay, last one. Let's just warm up our ankle joints. So going up on your tippy toes and walking up and down your mat. So when you get back pain, lower back pain, that pain tends to radiate into your upper back, into your thighs, into your glutes, and so it's a good idea to work on all these other areas to loosen those as well. Okay, I'm going to lift my toes up. I'm going to walk on my heels, so the back of your leg gets a stretch as well. Okay, one last length and then we'll be done with the warm-up. Fantastic. all I want us to do is I want us to stand up. We're going to lift our right leg up, take it to the side, release it down. Lift to the side, release. One last time, lift to the side, release. Now, if balancing yourself is a challenge, feel free to take support and do this. Change direction. So wide, coming to center and release. So our task here is not to balance. Of course, balance will bring and help you with stability. But if you can't balance, no problems. Just hold on to some wall support and warming up your joints. Swapping legs, I'm going to stand on my right leg because I just warmed up the right side. Lift, sideways, release. 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 One last time, lift, sideways, release. And now we'll change direction. So sideways, forwards, release. Sideways, forwards, release. Sideways, forwards, release. Chala billi sarka. Sideways, forwards, release. One last time. Sideways, forwards, release. Fantastic. Now we're going to use a wall space and we're going to try to get our back as much near the wall as you can. So you're going to walk one step further up because we're going to be bending in our knees. So bending in your knees to whichever depth that is good for you. But we're just going to go up and down with that wall supported. So maybe a smoother wall would be easier for you. 2 more times. One time. Wonderful. And we're going to hold. So relaxing and resting the whole of your back by the wall. Nice upright posture. So it's really a good supported chair pose. Okay, coming onto our mats now. Coming onto all fours. Palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we'll start to release your navel down, head out, tailbone out, breathe in. Marjarasana, rounding your back. Tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, round. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, round. Coming back to center. And now what we're going to do is our cat's going to wag its tail. So wagging your tail to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Wagging your tail to the left, looking over your left shoulder. To the right, to the left. Carry on. Making sure you're breathing easy, as in not holding your breath. Last set. Coming to center. Okay, from here we're going to go back and forth, and this can be as shallow or as deep. Go into the upper facing dog variation, a supported upper facing dog, and then going back into the Shashankasana. Urdhva Shvanasana, but it's a variation modification. And Child's Pose. Now, if you don't have this range of motion, no problems at all. You're just going gently back and coming slightly forwards and back and forwards. So we're all working with our own bodies, with our own capacity, and not just with our average capacity, but whatever your flexibility, your capability is today. from here we're going to take our right foot, bring it in the middle of our hands. Now if you can't easily lift your leg that further up, just feel free to support your leg and bring it forwards. Again, we're going to do the same sort of action, just going back and forth. So coming into the Chalanasana, this is part of the Surya Namaskar series, and then going into the Ardha Hanumanasana. So we'll begin by keeping the whole foot on the mat, or whatever is possible for you. So maybe your foot is slightly lifted, but we're not flexing it at this stage. So just keep going back and forth, trying to straighten your knee when you go back, and coming forwards. 2 more times. All of this is bringing some mobility into our hips before we go into bigger stretches. Okay, now one last time, but we're going to hold now. So we'll hold with our knee straight. Feel free to walk your palms towards your body if that gives you further stability, and then flex that right foot. Now for stability you can also tuck that back toe in. Only if you can, if you want to, you can take your head towards your knee. You'll feel that stretch through the whole of your back leg, right up to your hip and lower back. Wonderful. Walking your hands further up, releasing this right knee back. Doing the same on the left side, so left foot in between your hands, and we'll do that back and forth action. So coming into this Chalanasana, going back into Ardha Hanumanasana. Breathing in, breathing out. And keep going at your own pace a few more times. Now if this is too awkward for you, and if you have bricks, then feel free to raise yourself on bricks and still do this. You can still do this action. Bricks, pile of books, anything is fine. Okay, one last time. And this time we will hold with our hips going backwards, knee straight. The foot is as much as you can, the whole of the foot towards the mat. If keeping your knee very, very straight is not working for you, a tiny bend is absolutely okay. Okay, flexing this left foot in and hold. Feel free to adjust your hands to whichever distance that you need to. Releasing your head down towards your knee. Fantastic. Going back to the front, taking your knee behind you, and maybe tucking all the 10 toes and lifting into your dog pose, downward dog. So in the downward dog, we'll start by pedaling our heels. So mindful pedals, one heel at a time, noticing the stretch on the straight leg. Easy breathing. And holding in the dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So lifting your hips as high as they can go, straightening your hands, straight knees again if you can. Very good. So from here we're going to walk our hands a foot or so nearer to your feet. We're going to take our right foot in between our hands. This distance can be as short as you need it to be. And all we're going to be doing is we're going to straighten, keep this front knee, my right knee is straight, and I'm just folding myself over this right leg. Taking that right foot behind, taking the left foot leg in between your hands. Same thing, straight knees, taking your head towards your left knee. And straightening yourself, bringing both of your feet together, and then keeping a nice gentle bend in your knees. And we're going to ragdoll ourselves up and down a couple of times. Head is towards the chest, slowly, slowly straightening yourself, one vertebrae at a time. This is really a fantastic exercise for posture, This is really a fantastic exercise for after a tired day. And going down, nice easy bend in your knees. And going up. One last time, going down, tucking your chin, one vertebrae at a time, folding forward. Once you reach the ground, we're going to release our hands either by the sides of your feet, if you can keep your knees straight and your hands, palms easily reach the mat, or you can hold onto your shins, your calves, your ankles, wherever you can easily hold. Trying to keep your knees nice and straight, and starting with a nice straight back, you're going to fold forward. To deepen the stretch, feel free to grab the backs of your calves and take your torso towards your knees. If you have longer upper body and arms, then feel free to slide those palms underneath your toes, feet, and going down. Choose your pick. I've given you lots of variations just so that you can do what is suitable for you. Fantastic. Release. From here, we're going to just dip down in our knees. So you can squat to whichever level. It can be a very shallow squat. If you can just go down like this, that's no problems. And then straighten. So squat, straighten. If you are more flexible and you can go all the way down, great. Squat and fold forward. Feel free to extend, lengthen the distance between your feet and go down and up. One last round. Going down and maybe sitting down on the mat. From here we are straight away. From here we are going to come into the butterfly pose. Baddha Konasana. Feet are together. The distance between your groin and your heels is as much as you can hold the asana. Keeping your spine nice and straight, we're going to start to flap those knees. Coming to stillness, maybe you can release your elbows on your thighs and coming forwards. So far as possible, keeping your spine straight. When I say fold forward, only a few centimeters is still coming forwards. Breathing in, coming up. So keeping your left knee and leg where it is, we're just going to straighten this right leg and keeping this left foot on the inside of this right leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to twist to this folded leg. So this is my left leg. I'm going to take my right hand on the outside of the left knee and twist. Trying to keep your spine nice and upright without yanking your head backwards. Release. We're going to do the same action on the other side, stretching your left leg, folding your right foot in, and we're going to twist to the right. Left palm on the outside of the right knee if you can, and twisting to the back. Releasing your shoulders down. Softening your face. You don't need to strain any part of the body that's not involved in the stretch. And release. Okay, lovely. We're going to come into the Paschimottanasana from here. So starting with the Dandasana, the staff pose, flexing your toes in, pushing your calves, pushing your knees, maybe engaging your quadriceps, and sitting nice and straight, looking straight ahead, enjoying that L shape of your body. And then walking your hands along these legs, folding forward. You can again hold on to your shins, ankles, outsides of your feet, big toes, wherever you can easily reach. Leaving your hands where they are, just straightening your spine and bringing it upwards and starting to go forwards, folding forwards again. Breathing in, coming out of the pose. So from here, we are going to go down on our stomachs. So coming onto all fours, maybe stretching your legs, coming down into the Sphinx pose, releasing the tops of your toes down on the mat. Your elbows are roughly underneath your shoulders, palms are facing down, pressing those forearms to the ground, and maybe a gentle lift on your lower back, looking straight ahead. Fantastic. So from here, we're going to lie down onto the mats. We're going to release our chin or forehead down on the mat. So taking your palms by the sides of your chest, gently rolling your head up, neck up, shoulders up, so chest away from the mat, putting no weight at all on your palms. So staying here. Maybe straightening those legs and engaging those legs as well. and releasing your head down. Now from here, taking your palms towards your lower ribs, and we're going to start to come up. If you can bear the weight of your body on the palms, great. If not, then just go down into the Bhujangasana again. So if you can come into this variation of upward facing dog again, then we're going to release our hips down, looking straight ahead or slightly upwards. And now we're going to twist, look over your right shoulder and try to look towards the left foot, left ankle. Of course, don't yank your head to twist, but it's a nice deep stretch on your lower back. This really feels great on tired lower backs, hips. Coming to the front, going to the other side, twist to the left, look over your left shoulder. Coming to center. So from here we're going to lower down all the way, and we're going to do the locust pose. So we'll do the half locust pose. We'll be sliding our palms underneath our thighs. We can just lift that right leg off the mat to whichever height that you can comfortably hold. Your toe is pointing out. It's a lengthening, straightening action. Now, a variation that you can do, which is really feels great on your lower back if you can manage it, is you bend the left knee and support the right thigh on top of your left foot. If you feel uncomfortable doing this, then just do the earlier variation that I showed you of the locust pose. Releasing. Okay, doing the same with the other side. So you can either lift your left leg, lengthen, or you can bend this right knee and support that left thigh on top of the right foot. Your chin or your forehead is on the mat. This is the supported Shalabhasan, locust pose. Releasing that leg all the way down. So from here we are going to come up onto our forearms and we're going to do the frog pose. So bending in your right knee. The right knee is roughly level with your hips. Trying to completely release those hips, your lower back, letting the inside of this right leg become heavy. The frog pose is a very good exercise to give some pain relief when you're suffering from sciatica or lower back issues. Straightening this right leg, bending this left knee at hip level if you can, and again releasing that left knee downwards, releasing the hips. straightening this left leg, and we're going to be rolling over onto our backs. So coming onto your back, taking your knees towards your chest, making small circles on your lower back. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. Releasing this left foot down, lifting this right leg up towards the ceiling, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and a couple of circles. Change direction. Taking this knee towards your chest, holding onto the back of your right thigh, straighten, release. Now this straightening can be a very shallow straightening or a nice big stretch, completely as per your ability. Stretch, bend. One last time, stretch, bend, release. Doing the same with this other left leg, taking the left leg up towards the ceiling, point, flex, point, flex. One last time, point, flex. Holding on the back of this left thigh, taking the knee towards your chest, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. One last time, bend, straighten, and release. Okay, so from here we're going to take our feet mat distance apart, and we're just going to do a wiper action. So we're going to release your knees to the left, release your knees to the right, and keep going with this wiper action. So if your knees can't quite go down all the way, not to worry, just a shallower wiper action is absolutely okay. The next time your knees fall to the left, release them to the left, trying to gently coax this right knee more and more towards the floor. And then only if you want to, you can lift this left ankle and release it on top of this outside of the right knee. Spreading your arms out. Only if you want to, you can look to the right as well. Feel free to close your eyes down. Wonderful. Release. Bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Release your knees to the right, trying to gently coax that left knee more and more towards the floor. Remember the word coax, you're not pushing it down. Only if you want to, you can lift this right ankle, release it on the outside of this left knee. And if you want to, you can look to the left, closing your eyes down. Getting your head to the center, releasing those knees, coming back to the center. We're now going to go into the figure of 4. So the left foot stays on the mat, the right ankle comes on top of the left knee. You're going to flex this left foot in. You're going to try to gently take that right knee away from you. And what we're going to do is we're going to gently sway those hips from side to side throughout, trying to keep that knee away from you. So pushing it gently away from you. See if you can lift the left foot, and same action, trying to keep that right knee away from you. Right foot is flexed. And then the very last variation, see if you can hold on to this left knee, tug it near towards your chest, maybe using your right hand to push this right knee away. So this is the Supta Kapotasana, lying down pigeon. Almost every yoga class will recommend it for back issues. And release. Okay, doing the same with the other side. So right foot on the mat, left ankle on top of the right knee, gently tugging, pushing that left knee away, flexing the left foot, and a gentle side-by-side rocking. See if you can lift this right leg away, still keeping the left knee gently coaxing that away, flexing that left foot, and a gentle rocking side to side. Lastly, see if you can take this whole figure of four more towards your chest. Grab the right knee with your right hand, keeping this left foot flexed still, using your left hand to gently push that left knee away. And if you want a further addition, you can release your tailbone down. Feel free to close your eyes down. Releasing out. So now we are going to do the Supta Baddha Konasana. Supta, lying down. Baddha Konasana, butterfly. So feet together, releasing your knees out. Feel free to close your eyes down. Using two of your fingers, the index finger and the middle finger, you can lightly, gently apply pressure on the knee and you'll straight away feel a bigger stretch. Of course, this is completely optional. Release. Bending in your knees, either taking your knees towards your armpit, opening up your hips, or if you can take your feet up towards the ceiling into happy baby. You can grab the outsides of your feet with your hands. You can hold in stillness or gently sway from side to side. This gives a good massage on the whole of your lower back. Fantastic. Straightening your legs. We'll lie down in Shavasana just for a few breaths, just to settle down after all this stretching and strengthening that we did. So relaxing your legs, relaxing your arms, hands, letting go of your hips, your shoulders, softening your face, noticing your breath. Couple more breaths. Very good. Opening your eyes, coming to one side, sitting up. So we will end up the practice by doing a small pranayam routine. We'll do the anulom vilom, which is a very gentle pranayam practice. Pranayam, pran is breath in Sanskrit, ayam is stretching it out. So as the name indicates, nice, slow, big, deep breaths as comfortably as you can. We start by breathing in through the left nostril. You can sit in any posture that's going to keep your spine upright. Even a chair is absolutely okay. If you want to, you can sit on the edge of a cushion, and that will straight away straighten your spine, and it makes it comfortable as well. So we will begin by breathing in through the left nostril, nice and slow, big deep breath. Once you finish breathing through the left nostril, you exhale through the right nostril, completely exhale through the right, and then you breathe in through the right, exhale through the left, breathe in through the left again, and you carry on. I've set a timer for a couple of minutes. Feel free to begin. Finishing up the practice at the last exhale, we'll be doing another really relaxing type of pranayam, a gentle pranayam again. This is called the Ujjayi breath. What we do is we take a nice big deep inhale, and then on the exhale we slightly constrict our throat and we exhale out. When we exhale out, we should be able to hear our own breath. It's sometimes also called the ocean breath. So still keeping our breathing nice and slow, nice and deep, only on the exhale constricting your throat. Let's give it a go. After your last exhale, finishing up practice, this Ujjayi breath pranayam that we just did is really a very, very good stress buster. It also encourages sleep. So if you can't sleep in the night, it's a good idea to just before you sleep do the Ujjayi breath, and it will calm, cool your head down when you're feeling a bit out of sorts. So, thank you very much for joining me. The next week's practice is going to be yin, because a couple of people have asked for a yin session. So we'll do a yin session next time. Thank you for joining me.